And our third main topic today gets submitted to us by Ryan. And Ryan writes, "Hey, John and crew. Love the show. Thank you so much, Ryan. As you may be aware, Michael Keaton is potentially not going to appear in the Flash movie. They are clearly still moving ahead with it, and to my understanding, filming begins in April of 2021. That's just like a month from now. I also heard rumors that George Clooney or Christian Bale could replace Keaton if he is too busy. Any thoughts from the UK?" Yeah, don't believe that for a second. Don't believe for a second that you're going to see. I mean, look, we live in a world, ladies and gentlemen. We live in a world, brothers and sisters, again, where Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro. So anything is possible. If you were to ask me what's more likely, George Clooney making a cameo appearance as Batman in a DC film, or Jamie Foxx coming back as Electro, I would have said it's more likely that George Clooney would come back as Batman. However unlikely that is, I would have said that's more unlikely. And yet here we are. Jamie Foxx is coming. So anything is possible. Moving past what is possible into what is probable, I find it very, very, very unlikely that either Christian Bale or George Clooney, who is notoriously never wants to be associated with Batman again, and I just can't see Christian Bale pulling a stunt like that. It just seems like something Christian Bale would consider beneath him. I'm not saying I agree, but that just seems like something that could be there for him. So I know, but let's focus on the Michael Keaton thing for a second. So Michael Keaton, of course, big splashes of news happened a while ago when it came out that Michael Keaton was going to be appearing in the new Flash film. Now, we all knew that it was probably going to be a very small role. Like, everybody knew that. But still, everybody was still just quite excited about the idea of Michael Keaton popping back up and being in there again. Well, we started hearing whispers a little bit ago that it's not quite a done deal, that Michael Keaton may in fact not be in the new Flash film. And it's not that it was fake news. It's just that maybe it got reported as being a little bit more of a done deal than it really is. Anyway, this comes to us from the folks over at Empire, and they wrote the following. Let's be clear right now. It's not that the actor is turning down the job. That is important to note. It's not that the actor is turning down the job of putting the batsuit back on completely, more that he's more concerned with his own busy schedule and worries about his health in the midst of the ongoing pandemic could get in the way. And then this is what Michael Keaton had to say. "I am needing a minute to think about it." When he was asked directly, "So are you going to be in this Flash movie?" He said, "I'm needing a minute to think about it. I'm so fortunate and blessed. I got so much going on right now," Keaton says. "I'm really into work right now. I don't know why, but I am. And so, yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, somewhere on my iPad is an iteration of the whole Flash thing that I haven't had time yet to read. I called them and said, I have to be honest with you, I can't look at anything right now. I'm so deep into this thing I'm doing. Also, I'm prepping a thing that I'm producing and getting ready to go down the road in the fall that I'll be in, and I feel responsible to that. So yeah, there is that. I'm not being cute and I'm not being coy. If I talked about it, I'll just be bullshitting you. I don't really know. I have to look at the last draft, to be honest with you. What worries me more than anything is this stuff. Then he goes on to talk about the COVID situation. He says, so what is he worried about? Well, it's COVID. I'm more concerned. I keep my eye more on the COVID situation in the UK than anything. That will determine everything. And so why I'm living outside of the city here on 17 acres, staying away from everybody, because the COVID thing has got me really concerned. So that's my first thing about all projects. I look at it and I go, is this thing going to kill me? Literally. And if it doesn't, then we talk. So the first thing to note here about the whole Michael Keaton situation is it's not that they're saying, or that he's saying he's not doing it. He's not saying he's not doing it. I saw some places saying Michael Keaton not in the Flash, and that's not necessarily true. He might be, but there are two big obstacles as far as Michael Keaton is concerned. Number one is, of course, the fact that he's saying, I've got a lot of other things going on. I've got a number of things I'm supposed to be in. I've got this project that I'm responsible for, that I'm producing and I'm starring in, and I'm trying to get this thing all ramped up. And on top of all of that, I don't know that I feel completely comfortable with their COVID protocols. And let's face it, Michael Keaton, he's not 18 years old anymore. You know, he's not even 40 years old anymore. He is in a higher risk group when it comes to COVID. Like if he gets COVID, it's even more dangerous than if the average person gets COVID. So he is being very smart and wise and looking at that. At the end of the day, I think one of the things that we can take away from this, because they are planning to start shooting this thing in like less than a month. I think they start production very soon, from everything that I understand. I could be wrong about that, but I think I heard the same thing, that they are supposed to start shooting this thing in April. What this really tells us is just how small Michael Keaton's role was going to be. Like if they start shooting this thing in like a month, and they still don't know 100% sure know if Michael Keaton's even going to be there, well then how big could his role really be? Right? If it was big and significant, they would have had this lockdown, signed, sealed, deliver a long time ago. So either way, it's probably going to be a small thing. Look, at the end of the day, I think it is safe to say, like, is there anybody in the live chat that wouldn't like to see Michael Keaton appear in this thing? Like, we're not saying make him the star of the movie, but is there anybody that wouldn't at least get a kick out of seeing Michael Keaton? I don't care if it's in a bat suit or not, but playing, Bruce Wayne, Batman again. Is there anybody who wouldn't get a kick out of that? I think we'd all at the very minimum, get a kick out. I have yet personally talked to one person who goes, I don't want to see Michael Keaton in that. I mean, I'm sure there are some people out there that feel that way, I'm sure, but I've never met any of them. So I think it'd be great if we do. But if he doesn't, and nobody is saying he won't, but if he doesn't appear in it, it's really not going to affect the Flash movie that much, because it's clear that whatever his role was going to be, it was going to be significantly small. It was probably going to be very, very small. 1, maybe 2 scenes. And they could probably work something else out around that. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that he'll be able to pop up in it. But if he doesn't, it's not the end of the world for the Flash. They'll be able to move forward. And with Andy Muschietti, hopefully make a really great Flash movie. Guys, question is, what do you think about this? Are you looking forward to seeing Michael Keaton there? Does it affect your anticipation of the Flash if he's not there, even though his role is going to be pretty small anyway? Jump on down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.